So I decided to do a mandolin video. I bought this one recently off of somebody. It was a pretty good deal. I haven't had a new mandolin in ever. The only mandolin I've ever had before this was not new, and I had kind of sort of inherited it. I don't know if you want to call it that, but whatever. So if you want to play mandolin with the strings inverted or upside down left-handed, it's actually pretty easy to learn how to play a regular left-handed guitar, strung left-handed, first, because the strings in order match up with the lowest four strings, or the starting with the bassiest, I guess, of the four strings on a guitar: E, A, D, and G. So that's what they are from, first, second, third, fourth, or high pitch, low pitch is E, A, D, G. Just like it is on a guitar, but a guitar strung properly, or traditionally, I should say. Anyway, so I'm going to do some chords in the key of G major because G is the key that mandolin really lends itself to. So starting with the chord G. You start by putting your index finger on the second fret of the A string that makes the note B. And then you put your middle finger on the third fret of the E string. So there's your G. If you want, you can take your ring finger and go to the 1, 2, 3, 4th fret of the G string down here, if you want to double the B in the bass. But so that's what that sounds like. If you wanted to do that, you don't have to do that. Most people don't do that. So that's your G chord. What's kind of nice about the G is you can play it here, or if you want to have a B on the top, you can slide these two fingers up here. And instead of having them 1 fret apart, they're going to be 2 frets apart. So this means your ring finger is on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th fret. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And your index finger here on the A string is on the 5th fret. And then you can kind of pass 2 frets down with both. And that's a common thing that people decorate with on mandolin anyway, is to kind of do these parallel sixths. And in fact, from there, you can go to this, which is a C chord, and then you can make it minor if you wanted. But most people play the C chord down here. So that's the same position as the G, finger-wise. You just move them over 1 string. So that's your index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. So back to the C. What you can also do is use your pinky down here onto the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th fret of the G string if you want a C in the bass. Or if you want to make it with a 7th in the bass. And that would go nicely to an A. So that's your C anyways. You can do it with a C in the bass or just open. A lot of times I play this as the A. It's not really an A anything, it's an A power chord. It's this, I just kind of bar the 2nd fret of both the G and the D strings, and that's just root 5th, octave 5th. So technically that's like an A power chord. But if you want to make it a true A minor, you add your middle finger to the 3rd fret of the A string. And if you don't want that E ringing on top, you can put your pinky up here on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th fret of the E string. Or if you want to bar across there with this finger, that would be an A minor 7. So what do we got now? We got G, C, A minor, D chord. D chord, very common. That's the 2nd fret of your G string, 2nd fret of your E string. So the 2 outside strings. My mandolin seems to have gone out of tune since I tuned it like before making this. Whatever. That's what you get with a new instrument that's not broken in. So anyway, there's your D. If you want to make it a D7, you can put your ring finger here on the 3rd fret of the A string. If you want to add an extra F sharp, you can put your pinky here on the 4th fret of the D string. There it is. Sometimes I do that. I'll be before going back to the G. So what do we got here? We've got G, C, A minor, D, D7. Haven't got an E minor. E minor is very similar to guitar. You can just do, I tend to use my, I kind of bar it by putting my finger this way instead of having to do 2 fingers next to each other because mandolin strings are so close to each other. So that's a 2nd fret of these middle 2 strings is your E minor. And if you want to put a 5th in the bass, you can put your pinky there on the 4th fret of the G string. And if you want to put a nice 3rd in the top, you could put your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, or the E string. I'm getting confused because I'm used to doing guitar videos. So anyways, yes. I have not played mandolin in a really long time, so please ignore the buzzing streams. I'm just trying to be instructional here. Anyway, so that covers most of the chords. We've got really one common chord left that are in the key, that is in the key of G. That would be the B minor. A couple of different ways of doing it. Commonly, I just do 4th fret of your G string down here with your pinky, 2nd fret of your E string here with your index finger. That's actually a B minor 7, but so if you're going to do, like, that's a common song for, you know, folk musicians to play, is The Wait by the band. Pulled into Nazareth, was feeling about a half-past dead. Just need some place where I can lay my head. Said, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? Just grinned and shook my head, and no was all he said. Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free, take a load off Fanny, and you put the load right on me. Anyway, I think I messed up that last riff there. Okay, but anyways, B minor 7 is like that, but if you don't want it to be a 7 chord, you can kind of use your index finger here to fret both of these strings, the E and the A. And if you're going to do that, you might as well just double up here by doing the 4th fret on the G string and the D string, 2nd fret on the E string and the A string. And what you've actually got there is it's another power chord. It's a B power chord. It's a B, F sharp, B, F sharp. Anyway, that's basically all the chords in G major. You can you can decorate the C's just like you did with the G's over here. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do to kind of make it interesting. Like, a lot of people will suspend the 4th on their D chord. Or on the B chord. Anyway, that's probably enough of that. Before I make the next video, I need to tune this thing. But thanks for watching. Hope you found it helpful.